You're all set.
Well, thank you, Debbie. Good evening, everyone. It's 7:03 p.m. And I'm happy to open this meeting of the Rules and Procedures Committee of the Bridgewater Town Council. I'm here together with Councilor Frank Souza. We do constitute a quorum, and we have two matters before us. One, simply the approval of minutes, and then we have a matter on referral from the town council. So without further ado, I would welcome a motion with respect to the approval of minutes.
Okay, I'll so move.
Thank you. That is, I should note that those are minutes. I may need to ask Deborah for that agenda
July
again. What is
28th,
for the 28th of when?
July.
28th of July. Okay. And I will second the motion. And all in favor?
Aye.
And I'm in favor. Thank you very much. We've approved the minutes. So the matter before us more substantively tonight is the consideration of Order FY 23-012, entitled Let the Voters Decide. And I can see that there are a number of members of the general public here with us tonight. And I would like to open up the public comment portion of our evening. Is there a member of the public who would like to offer comments? I see Mrs. Neary. Yes, we recognize you. You're on mute right now.
Okay. Oh, I think I'm good now, right?
You are, yes.
Right, thank you. Pat Neary, Lakeside Drive. And thank you for recognizing me. I have a question that's a little uncomfortable to ask, but has the question been brought up as to whether it is ethical for an order to be able to vote on in subcommittee if it has been introduced by a proponent of the order? You can let me know. I'm sure we can't interact, but you have my email, Mr. Chase, so you could let me know what the answer to that is. It seems unethical, but maybe I'm totally wrong. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Neary. Is there other comment this evening from members of the public?
Janet has her hand up.
Janet Hanson has her hand up.
Yes, Janet, thank you.
Hi, Janet Hanson, Pleasant Street, Bridgewater. First time attending one of these subcommittees. I was going to say the same thing that Mrs. Neary said. I always wondered, because it's come up in other subcommittee, passing it on to a subcommittee, with the person on the town council that has proposed the ordinance in question, and it's sent to the subcommittee that they're also on. I don't see how that can be unbiased, and I'm questioning that too. How can that be? Is it written in the charter or the administrative code that that's acceptable? I just feel like if you're the one, I'm saying not just for this subcommittee, it's come up before. If you're the one that has proposed the ordinance, how can you be objective in the subcommittee? So that's a big question for me. And I'm just still putting out there that I don't agree that this should even be brought forth. So I would like an answer to that question too. Thank you.
Thank you. Further public comment this evening?
There's no one else with their hand up.
Very good. We'll proceed. The question that's been raised is something that I'll respond to. Firstly, I'll respond to it as best as I can right now. As you know, the proposed order before us was referred to this committee and as well to the Community and Economic Development Committee by the full town council. The town council members are well aware of which town council members serve on the various committees. So I'm not sure how it is that any suspicion or allegation could be raised with respect to the propriety of that. Someone has to serve on the committees. And who is that? Those are members of the town council. The town council has seen fit in this case, in an unusual step, to refer the legislation proposed to two committees. We suspended our rules at our last meeting in order for that to take place. But this is no different than any other session of this committee or of any other committee of the town council. In other words, at any committee meeting of the Bridgewater Town Council, the active participants will consist of, in this case, two and sometimes three members of the council who may very well include one or more members who have proposed legislation. That's my short answer. That's all I can really offer to you on the spot. And I'd be happy to look into it further, but I frankly can't fathom how the committee structure would be expected to function if it didn't work that way. So that's really all I can offer in response at the moment. So the matter before us is order FY 23-012. Let the voters decide. And I would ask Councilor Souza if you have any comments at this point.
Yes, I do. Usually, we've seen it happen a number of times when an item is sent to two committees, the two committees have a joint meeting. So this discussion can be opened up to both groups, and then each group will have its vote. And tonight, I kind of thought that's what we were going to do. Now, when I find out that it's just this committee's meeting here, that committee's going to meet some other time, and then the two answers are coming together. That, to my mind, is something that's very unusual. That if something is sent to two committees, the committees usually have a joint meeting.
Well, if I may, Councilor Souza, just in response to that, I know that you've in the past also served on the Community and Economic Development Committee. And in that particular committee, it's not unusual for the Community and Economic Development Committee of the Council to meet in joint session with the Planning Board when there's a matter concerning consideration of some proposed zoning change. Now, in that case, when the referral is made at the town council level, it is made for a joint meeting of the two. In this case, that was not requested by any councilor at our last meeting. There was a motion made for referral to this committee and a separate motion made for referral to CEDC. There was never any request or understanding or expectation that they would be conducted jointly, and that word was never spoken. So I honestly feel we're entirely appropriate in doing this in the manner in which we have. Are there other comments, Councilor, you would have with respect to the legislation?
No, I just thought that we should have been doing it jointly, but have they had their meeting yet?
I believe that meeting is scheduled for Tuesday before the council meeting,
Okay.
because there will happen to not be a Budget and Finance Committee meeting at that time, as there customarily is. So on Tuesday, the council will receive the report from each of these two committees and factor those discussions into their consideration. Are there further comments you have as to the
No, I'm
legislation?
all set on that one.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
I guess I should have asked you a question. What happens if I don't make a motion or second a motion?
That's okay. We're going to report to the council exactly what takes place.
Mhm.
So for example, if you don't make a motion for approval, I will maybe I will, and maybe you won't second it. I don't know.
Okay,
But let's do what we're going to do.
all right. We'll make the motion.
You're making a motion to
Make a
approve.
motion so we can vote on it.
Okay, I would second the motion. Do you have any further comment at this point?
No?
Okay,
Yes, what is the motion for? To send it
I
back to the
was-
council?
well, a motion to approve and to return to a recommendation to the council for approval. That's the motion. So is that the
I
motion?
just wanted to
that you
make
made?
sure we had it clear language there.
All right, so that's the motion that you're making.
Okay,
Okay, then I will second that motion. And I will ask if there's any further comment, any discussion,
no,
and seeing none, I would ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. And you don't vote in favor of your motion.
I'm opposed to it.
Okay,
We opened it up so we can have a vote. That's why you opened it.
okay, and we had a vote. So,
We had a
so
vote.
the vote, for the record, the vote is my vote in favor of returning this matter to the council with a recommendation for approval. And your vote is, shall we call it, is it an abstention? You're abstaining from voting, is that right?
No, no,
Then you're
I'm
voting
sending it
negative.
back without my approval.
Okay,
That's
All
what
right.
I'm doing. That's going
Well,
back
we-
without my approval for the council to take it and send it on.
okay, well, but you understand, win, lose, or draw, it has to be returned to the council with an
I know.
explanation.
I know
So
that.
that's exactly what we'll be able to do.
Mhm.
All right, if there's no further discussion, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
I would second that. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And that is unanimous. And I thank you all very much.
Have a nice evening.
You as well.
Have a good night.
Good
Night.
night.